Leaving court after the verdict, Toronto Crown Attorney Joseph Callahan said he and assistant Crowns behind him here, John Rinaldi in the pale blue tie and Cynthia Valareso in the flowered top, were pleased with the outcome.
On April 23, 2018, these women and men were taken from their families, friends, colleagues, and the community by Mr. Doe.
He, like Justice Anne Malloy, would not speak the name of the perpetrator. This accused committed a horrific crime, one of the most devastating tragedies this city has ever endured, for the purpose of achieving fame. And he has achieved that purpose, Malloy said in her judgment. Alek Minassian told psychiatrists he was happy with the media attention and would have been disappointed had his name never been known. Even his own lawyer understood why the judge didn't want to give him that pleasure.
This isn't just an ordinary case, even an ordinary murder case. This is a case where somebody's very clear motivation for doing these horrific acts was for infamy. So I understand why she did that.
Instead, Malloy named Constable Ken Lamb, who confronted the attacker alone and arrested him without incident, despite the attempt at suicide by cop. And Detective Rob Thomas, who skillfully elicited a confession within hours without ever being disrespectful.
I probably will sleep tonight for the first time in a while.
67-year-old Catherine Riddell was left with brain trauma and several broken bones when she was hit by the van.
I had no memory of what happened. And I was in hospital for a couple of months. So when I did come to the trial, the agreed statement of fact was a real shock to me.
When she was hit, Riddell was thrown into the air. She landed in the remains of a bus shelter while shattered glass rained down on her. In her guilty finding, Justice Malloy said that while autism could be used to find someone not criminally responsible for a crime, in this case, the attacker did know right from wrong. Mr. Doe thought about committing these crimes over a considerable period of time and made a considered decision to proceed. His attack on these 26 victims that day was an act of a reasoning mind, notwithstanding its horrific nature and notwithstanding that he has no remorse for it and no empathy for his victims.
Jin Hoon Kim, So Hee Chung, Geraldine Brady, Chul Min Kang, Mary Elizabeth Forsyth, Munir Abdo Habib Najjar, Anne-Marie D'Amico, Yudis Renuka Amarsinga, Dorothy Sewell, Andrea Braden.
Like, I'm not happy, I don't feel like dancing, but I feel like justice has been done.
Almost 6,000 people watched today's decision broadcast over YouTube. The trial was held on Zoom and other live video platforms.
It had pros and its cons, I guess you could say. I think we got a chance to enjoy it from the comfort of our home, but I think we missed out on the experience of being there in the courtroom.
We really didn't want to be alone. So when we got here and found all these people, we were so grateful that we could share this moment with them.
This trial will reconvene on March 18th to talk about next steps. There will be a sentencing hearing, even though first-degree murder carries an automatic life sentence with no chance of parole for 25 years, and attempted murder can also carry a life sentence. There will be a question of how many consecutive life sentences Alek Minassian will be asked to serve. Of course, there could also be an appeal.